Well, travellers would have to pay to see some of Queensland's biggest attractions under a new plan to boost state tourism revenue. The proposal from the Queensland Tourism Industry Reference Panel suggests local councils or tourism bodies introduce visitor taxes. Joining me live is Flight Centre CEO Graham Turner. A new tax on tourists, Graham. Is that a good idea?
Laura, I think I suspect it won't be very popular in Queensland generally. I think this panel is looking at ways of raising money to help fund some of the attractions, help maintain them. But I think even calling it a tax won't be popular. I think at this moment, it is purely a proposal. I don't think it'll get up. I think they'll need to couch it in much better words for it to, even the Queensland government having just raised various taxes, I don't think they will want to be part of this. It just won't look good on them. And I think generally the industry won't be happy with this. Bear in mind, it is only a proposal, one way to look at it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, even the concept of charging for attractions you can see for free at the moment, I just can't see how this is going to help your industry, the airline industry, or any of the small businesses that rely on tourism.
No, there is some examples around the world, whether it's hotel taxes or other taxes or charges on some of these features, but I agree with you. If it's already free and people can access it quite freely, certainly I don't think it's going to get up. I don't think it's going to be popular, and even calling it a tax is not a great way to win over the ideas.
It's certainly not. Well, hopefully we've killed it off this morning, Graham. There's a few more issues facing your industry. We see people unable to get their passports in time. We see flights are cancelled. We see the astronomical price of airline tickets at the moment. Is there anything good on the horizon?
Well, all those things are true, and they are problems for our industry, but it's nowhere near as bad as having closed borders and other government restrictions.
True.
So, we're thankful. I suppose we can be thankful for small blessings, Laura.
Yeah, sure. And this is really interesting as well, because we are able to travel and we are so thankful for that. That is the positive here. But what are you seeing in the industry? Are you seeing the price of airline tickets staying high? And do you expect that to continue?
Yeah, particularly, look, it's mainly a problem at the moment into North America and UK, Europe. And it's especially a problem in premium classes, business class and first class, where there are limited seats anyway. Generally, economy fares aren't too bad, depending on when you're going. Obviously, the main season's July, August to Europe and particular, but North America, and that's when it's really hard just to get a seat, let alone what you're going to have to pay for it, particularly if it's business class. So I think it'll come off after that. The main problem we still have is lack of capacity on some of these routes. It's still only at about, I don't think it's quite to 60% at the moment out of Australia. So, that's probably the major problem. And I think that capacity will come back probably to 80% in, September, October without the Chinese carriers. That's not far off pre-COVID levels.
We see the agriculture industry desperate to get some of those overseas workers here and their visas cleared. Is it the same for your industry? Are you as desperate to get workers here?
Well, look, we're desperate for more people, particularly skilled people that we obviously had to let go during the government restrictions, but generally not from overseas. But, we do have people transferring from some of our overseas countries, and they have the same problem. But generally, we're not too badly off. It's not a major area for us at the moment, Laura.
What are the biggest risks for you in the months ahead, Graham, now that you're back on your feet? I know you want to be all positive, but what are you looking out for?
Look, it's probably that capacity. International capacity is one of our big problems. as we come back, it's going to be lumpy, and us coping with the amount of business with fewer people is a major issue for us. And trying to make sure we can keep our service levels up. I think a lot of the travel industry has some of the same problems, but we're getting better week by week. We're employing the Flight Centre Travel Group's employing about 300 people a week. So we're getting back to where we can really offer top service, and hopefully the airfares will come off to a more reasonable level. Probably, people book generally 3 or 4 months out. So people who are booking now for September or October, I think we'll start seeing some of these prices easing a little bit too. So, there's plenty of problems, but we're thankful that we're on the road again, I guess.
Yep, there's plenty of problems, but we're all happy we can either go on a holiday or see our family overseas, which didn't happen for the better part of 3 years. Graham, thanks for bringing this perspective to us this morning. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Laura. Cheers.